Now I think this is the best front lever I've ever done. I used a slightly different positioning for it, but I'll cover that as we go. So I was back in my favourite playground for a planche and front lever session. With the planche I was really focusing on trying to keep that right arm straight. So I wanted to focus on trying to get into a better protractor position. So I turned the camera around and made sure that all my planche sets were done with the right arm close to the camera so I could keep an eye on that. Starting off with a more basic position, so going into that planche lean, focusing on trying to keep the hip open, shoulders as far forward as possible, protraction, least amount of weight in the toes, and making sure that right arm stays dead straight. And then I just started off in the normal closed positions, aiming to get around 5 to 10 second holds in the tuck positions, both for the front lever and the planche. So I opened up into more advanced tuck positions, more of a flat back position, both for the planche and the front lever. The front lever was feeling really strong. For the planche, I think the floor does help here. It's a little bit softer surface and I can rock into the hands as well. So it's like the fingers can go a little bit lower than my palms. This is the same as like on a gymnastic floor or something where it's a little bit softer. And this is where I change things a little bit on the front lever. So because I'm using the ledge, so I'm basically holding like this, the ledge is there and I'm putting my hands like that. It allowed me to like have longer arms basically. And it allows the torso to be pushed further that way relative to how far the legs are sticking out, which is going to make the front lever easier. You see a lot of people when they do front lever, they'll put their hands like on top of the bar and push themselves away, so they're getting themselves further and further in that direction. Holding the ledge done a similar thing and it felt much stronger. Now do bear in mind that I've been doing way more front lever training than I normally do, so that's obviously going to carry over to a stronger position, but this felt the best it's ever felt. I jumped on a rail as well just to check the difference between the ledge and the rail, and it definitely felt better on the ledge. Then I continued with the planche work, trying to work on that right arm, making sure it didn't bend in any way, and just slowly opened up into more and more advanced positions. Now obviously as I go into more advanced positions, the hold times are going to decrease. But I carried on with that ledge with the front lever position and just done multiple sets trying to open up into a full position. You do notice when I get to about 4 or 5 seconds, my hip will start to close. That's where it starts to get a little bit harder, and I want to bring my feet back towards me, which makes it slightly easier to hold. So I'm trying to fight this at the same time. Open hip straddle planche was very minimal time, but I was pleased how the arm was staying straight. I attempted full planche, trying to lift off from the floor, got like a split second if that. So just finished with some planche leans on the end of that set just to make sure I got a little bit of time under tension. And then I finished with a couple of sets more dynamic. So I went up into a press handstand, so then up into the handstand position, lowered into my straddle planche. Now I've done exactly the same with the front lever. I went from a hanging position and tried to pull up to the best possible position. So overall I was really happy with the session. That's the best I've been with the planche in terms of keeping the right arm dead straight, staying in that protracted position, and the best my front lever's ever felt. And I put that down to using that ledge in that way, so it moves the center of mass more underneath the hands, and also just the more consistent training. Let me know your thoughts on hand positioning for the front lever. I'll be interested to know what you guys use. Normal deal, thumbs up and subscribe would be appreciated, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks guys.